Hi, in this video I am going to solve some of the questions asked in previous year's NEET exams. Let us start. First question is the number of moles of hydrogen molecules required to produce 20 moles of ammonia through Haber's process is. Okay, let us recall what is Haber's process. During Haber's process, the reaction taking place is N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Now, the question says to produce 20 moles of ammonia. Okay, from the balanced equation, it is very clear that 3 moles of hydrogen can yield 2 moles of ammonia. Now, 20 moles of ammonia is produced from how many moles of hydrogen is the question. So just by observation we can clearly say it is 30 moles. Otherwise do the calculation. It will be 3 by 2 into 20, which is equal to 10 times here, 10 into 3, 30 moles. So 30 moles of H2 are required to obtain 20 moles of ammonia. Answer is option D. Now here is the question number 2. The density of 2 molar aqueous solution of NaOH is 1.28 gram per cm cube. The molality of the solution is. Now they have mentioned the molarity from which we have to calculate the molality of the solution. Let us see. Density is given as 1.28 gram per cm cube, which means the mass of solution is density into volume. So this is equal to 1.28 into 1000, because 2 molar means 2 moles in 1 liter. 1 liter volume is 1000 cm cube. Therefore, my answer will be 1280 gram. This is mass of solution. Now, I also know that there are 2 moles of solute. So, mass of solute from this is 2 into 40, that is 80 gram. 40 is the molecular mass of NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Now, when we know mass of solute and mass of solution, we can understand what is mass of solvent. So mass of solvent is equal to 1200 gram, because 1280 is solution minus solute is 80 gram. 1280 minus 80 will become 1200. Now let us calculate the molality. Molality is equal to W2 into 1000 by M2 into W1, which means mass of solute is 80 gram into 1000 divided by mass of solute, molecular mass of solute is 40, which is NaOH, into mass of solvent. Mass of solvent is 1200 gram. Now solve this, you will get the answer very clearly, and it is 1.67 molal. 1.67 molal, which is option C. You can take a screenshot of this. We will move on to the next question. So this is our next question. A mixture of 2.3 gram formic acid and 4.5 gram oxalic acid is treated with concentrated H2SO4. The evolved gaseous mixture is passed through KOH pellets. Weight of the remaining product at STP will be. Okay. Let us first see what happens when these two acids, that is formic acid and oxalic acid, COOH, if these two are treated with concentrated H2SO4. H2SO4 is a dehydrating agent. So, it takes away H2O molecule from both the acids. In first case, the product formed will be carbon monoxide plus H2O. Of course, H2O is absorbed by concentrated sulfuric acid. In second reaction also, concentrated H2SO4 removes H2O molecule, and you can see there will be a bond cleavage like this, and we have the products CO2, CO and H2O. Once again, H2O is taken away by or absorbed by H2SO4. Now the products remaining are CO, CO2 and CO in second case. It is said that the mixture is passed through KOH pellets. The KOH will absorb CO2. Now what is remaining? Only carbon monoxide. In both the reactions, carbon monoxide are left behind. Now based on this concept, we have to calculate how much of carbon monoxide will be left over. Okay, in first reaction, let's see. In first reaction, HCOOH is 28 gram because it is 1 mole. 1 mole of formic acid is 28 gram. Is giving carbon monoxide. This is 28 gram. This is 46. Therefore, 2.3 gram gives how much of carbon monoxide? It is 28 by 46 into 2.3. So from this ratio, it is clear that 2.3 and 46 cancel for 20 times, and we get 1.4 gram CO in first reaction. In second reaction, this is oxalic acid. So I will calculate molecular mass. 2 carbons 24, oxygens are 4. So 16 into 4, 64 plus 2. This is 90. Therefore, 90 gram of oxalic acid is giving again 1 mole. 1 mole is 28 gram. So 28 gram of carbon monoxide. Therefore, in the question it is given 4.5 gram oxalic acid. So 4.5 gram gives how much of carbon monoxide? So this is 28 by 90 into 4.5. Once again, the ratio is very similar. 4.5 and 90, they get cancelled for 20 times. Then my answer will be again 1.4 gram of CO. Now from both the reactions I have 1.4 gram CO each. Therefore the total mass of CO formed will be 1.4 plus 1.4, which is 2.8 gram of CO. 2.8 gram of CO is in option C. Have a look at it, and if possible take a screenshot. It will be useful later. Now the next question. In which case is number of molecules of water maximum? This is not moles, it's given as molecules. There are 4 options like this: 18 ml of water, 0.18 gram of water, then 0.00224 liter of water at 1 atmosphere 273 Kelvin, which means standard temperature and pressure, and option D is 10 power minus 3 mole of water. Okay, let us solve this. This method is verification method. We have to verify each option here. Option A says 18 ml of water. As the density of water is 1 gram per cc or 1000 kg per meter cube, I can easily equate this to 18 gram of water, which is going to be 1 mole. So option A says there is 1 mole of water molecules, which is Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number, you know, it is 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules. The next option is 0.18 gram of water. Obviously this must be less, 0.18 gram. See, 18 gram is 1 mole, 0.18 gram must be 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole is 0.1 into Avogadro's number. So second option has less number of water molecules than first. Option C is 0.00224. We know that 22.4 liters of any gas, let it be vapor of water or whatever, 22.4 liter is said to be 1 mole, but it is given 0.00224 liter, which means we have 0.0024 into Na, which is even lesser than the second option. The option D says 10 power minus 3 mole. 10 power minus 3 mole is 0.001 times Na, Avogadro's number. So out of all the four, which will be the highest number? It is obviously 1 mole. 1 mole is the highest among all four options. So the answer for this question is option A, 18 ml of water. Let's solve one more question. Suppose the elements X and Y combine to form two compounds, XY2 and X3Y2. When 0.1 mole of XY2 weighs 10 gram and 0.05 mole of X3Y2 weighs 9 gram, the atomic weights of X and Y are. Okay, to solve this, let us assume the atomic mass of X as small x and atomic mass of Y as small y. Using the data given, let us find out the atomic weights X and Y. Okay, it is said that 0.1 mole of XY2 weighs, there is a mass given, this is 10 gram. Okay, if 0.1 mole weighs 10 gram, then the meaning is 1 mole must weigh 100 gram. This is 10 times. So 0.1 weighs 10 grams, so 1 mole weighs 100 gram. Similarly, 0.05 mole of X2Y3 weighs 9 gram. This 0.05, to equate it to 1, we must multiply it with 20. So 1 mole weighs, look at the calculation, 0.05 has 9 gram. So 1 will have how much? It will have 180 gram. Multiply 0.05 into 20, you will get 1. So the mass is 180 gram. Now these two are the molecular masses of XY2 and X2Y3. Let us calculate XY2 first. For XY2, the molecular mass 100 must be equal to X plus 2Y, because atomic mass of X is X, Y is Y, 2 times is 2Y. And for X2Y3, this is X3Y2. So this will have 180 equals X3 is 3X, Y2 is 2Y. Now solve this mathematically. It is very simple. Actually, subtract this first one from the second one. What do you get? 3x minus x is 2x, 2y gets cancelled. 180 minus 100 is 80. So I get the value of x here. X is equal to 40. The atomic mass of x is 40. Then solve it for y using one of these two equations. I will consider the first one. X plus 2y is equal to 100. Substitute the value of x here. So I get 2y is equal to 100 minus x. 100 minus x is 100 minus 40. 100 minus 40 is 60. Therefore, y is equal to 60 by 2, 30. I got the value of y as 30. Atomic weight of x is 40. Atomic weight of y is 30, which is in the option A. So right answer is option A. Now the next question. What is the mass of precipitate formed when 50 ml of 16.9% solution of silver nitrate is mixed with 50 ml of 5.8% NaCl solution? We know that AgNO3 and NaCl, on mixing them we get AgCl. Okay, let us find out. First, 16.9% solution of AgNO3 means 16.9 gram in 100 ml. This is in 100 ml, but the question says 50 ml. 50 ml must have half of this. So it means 16.9, that is 8.45 gram in 50 ml. Half of 16.9 is 8.45. Why half? Because it is 100 ml. We want it in 50 ml. Next is 5.8% of NaCl, sodium chloride solution. This means again 5.8 gram in 100 ml. Now we want it in 50 ml once again, therefore it will be half of it, 2.5 and 0.4, 2.9 gram in 50 ml. So these are the masses of AgNO3 and NaCl in 50 ml each. Now let me consider the equation. AgNO3 plus NaCl gives AgCl plus NaNO3, and this is the precipitate. We want to calculate the mass of precipitate. It is 8.45 gram and this is 2.9 gram. Among these two, we must know which is the limiting reagent first. First, let us find out the limiting reagent. To find out limiting reagent, we must know number of moles first. So, AgNO3 has a molecular mass of 170. Divide this by 170. And NaCl is 58.5. Divided. If it is difficult to calculate, there is a small hint in the data itself. Look at this. This is 16.9, somewhat close to 17, which means 170, which is 1 mole. And this is 5.8 and close to 58.5, that is similar to 58.5, 10 times, which means this is also close to 1 mole. So it means we do not have to calculate the limiting reagent here. Consider any of the two datas and calculate AgCl mass. So I will consider one of these two. Let me take NaCl value. 58.5 gram gives AgCl. This is 107 plus 35.5, which is 142.5. So 142.5 gram AgCl. Therefore, 2.9 gram gives 142.5 by 58.5 into 2.9. Of course, this get cancelled here. 2 times or 20 times, let us say. Therefore, so the ratio is, cancel this. This is approximately 20 and 14, therefore 142. So this is close to 7. My answer will be 7 gram of AgCl, which is in option B, 7 gram. So this is the mass of AgCl precipitated. Have a look at it and take a screenshot of this. It will help you later.